Hello, everyone, and thanks for listening to The Quality Hub, chatting with ISO experts. I'm your host, Xavier Francis, and I'm here today with one of our favorite guests, Suzanne Strausser, VP of Consulting and Development here at Core. Glad you could join us again.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's been about 3 or 4 months.
That's a little bit, yeah.
Maybe you might be stranger to some people. Well, this week is kind of special, and we are going to bust some ISO myths, questions and beliefs that many people have wrong about ISO. So I guess that would make me, since I'm shaved head, Jamie.
Sure.
And you're Kara or
I don't know. Adam, sure.
Yeah, we'll go with Adam. So if you're going with the whole Mythbusters thing.
Yep.
But sort of in that same line, before we learn a little bit about Suze, I have a question for her. If your life was a movie, what would it be called and who would play you?
I thought this was funny because I've actually thought about this in the past.
Okay.
And I think my autobiography, or my movie about me would be called Reluctantly in Charge.
Oh.
Because that seems to be my life story.
You're in charge, but you don't really want to
Not really want to be. Yeah. And who would play me? Kind of thought about Brie Larson.
Ooh. There you go.
You know, got a little bit of humor, but, intelligence. And I like her.
I could go with that. I think mine would be strange things that happened on the way to the concert. In a former life, I was a musician and toured, and lots of stories there, as well as since then. And I think either Bill Murray or Rick Moranis would play me. Probably more likely Rick Moranis because he's goofy and funny, which I think I'm more Rick than Bill. But anyway, well, if you could share a little bit about your real journey here now, that would be
sure. Great. I think if you've listened to the show in the past, I've been in quality management since the mid 90s, and got a company I worked at ISO certified in 1995. Mm-hmm. So it's been around this stuff for quite a long time. Been here at Core since 2003. So it's been a fun journey.
Yeah, it has been.
Trying to help people, really. Trying to help small businesses has been really rewarding over the years.
Yep, that's great. And she loves audits.
I do.
Now that she's doing more of them right now for a little bit, we'll see how she feels about that.
Don't love the reporting so much. I still love audits, but not the reporting. All
right, well, let's get to busting some myths. I'm going to throw a myth at you, and you're going to tell me why it's not true. So, first myth. ISO is only for big companies like large corporations with big budgets and complex processes.
False. No.
False. Busted.
So I'm going to start with the kind of the fact first, and then we'll get into a little bit of detail. So the first fact is that ISO standards are really scalable, right? So they're written to be adaptable, and they apply to all organizations, all sizes, from small startups to global enterprises. Obviously, 10-person, 2-person company can implement ISO 9001 just as effectively as a 10,000-person company. And it simply scales with the size and complexity of the business.
Okay. All right.
Another fact is that small businesses are often more agile. So smaller companies can sometimes achieve certification faster because they have fewer layers of bureaucracy.
Yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
It's a thing. So processes are easier to adjust. Employees are often cross-trained already, and leadership involvement is typically more direct. Another fact is that certification can be a competitive advantage.
Okay.
So for small businesses, ISO certification builds credibility with their customers, especially when competing against bigger players. And a lot of industries require ISO certification to bid on contracts. And so certification can open the door to new opportunities that otherwise would be out of reach.
So I can see where there would be credibility. And also you might be agile enough that some of the bigger companies can't have that niche or specialty type of thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Another fact is that costs are proportional to size. So certification costs scale with the company size, as you might suspect, but maybe not have really internalized that.
Yeah.
Small businesses don't pay as much as a large multinational company for audits.
Right.
And many consultants and certification bodies offer packages tailored for startups and small and medium-sized businesses, making ISO certification affordable.
So the certification's based on size. How do they?
There's actually a chart that says here for this size company, this is how many audit days.
Hence the cost.
Hence the cost.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Just that ISO helps with growth and sustainability, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So small businesses often struggle with consistent processes as
Yes.
they grow. And ISO provides that structured framework, which helps them maintain quality, reduce errors, improve efficiency, manage risks, all that
Right.
fun stuff.
All the fun stuff it
While
does.
laying a foundation for sustainable growth in the
Right.
future.
Like continuous improvement.
So bottom line is ISO isn't just for the big guys. It's valuable, flexible tool that helps organizations of every size compete, grow, improve, whatever. And I can't tell you how many of our smaller customers have told me that it's been so beneficial for the business.
Yeah, that's great. So that one is busted.
Yep.
Let's see what we can bust next.
Okay.
Here's myth number 2. ISO is just paperwork and bureaucracy, nothing more than filling binders with procedures, creating endless forms, and adding layers of red tape that slow the business down. Not right.
Buzzer. Yep. Yeah. All right. First fact is ISO is about performance, not paperwork.
Okay.
So ISO standards are designed to improve how a company works, boosting efficiency, reducing waste, ensuring consistency, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Documentation is really only a support tool. It's not the goal. And the real purpose is stronger performance and better results.
Any of that documentation is going to be to help or to
Correct.
also provide.
I mean, there's records that provide evidence. That's also documented information, but
documented information.
Yep.
But I'm thinking more like, you're putting a process in place, you want to document it because how else are you going to remember it?
if it's that complicated that you need to, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So another fact is documentation is lean and useful.
Mm-hmm.
So ISO requires only the necessary documentation to manage processes effectively. And the management team gets to determine that.
Mm-hmm.
So modern standards like ISO 9001 2015 emphasize documented information, I just mentioned, that is practical, accessible, value adding, not stacks of unused binders.
Right.
Get that out of your heads.
Yep.
It's really up to your management team what they think is important to document.
And we actually have talked about that with other SUSEs about reducing your documentation.
Yes.
And that's one of the keys to making it more sustainable and easy.
That's right. It's also focus on continuous improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So ISO obviously drives the culture of plan, do, check, act.
Mm-hmm.
PDCA, we've talked about that in the past on here. And this ensures that businesses continuously evaluate and improve their processes, their products, their customer satisfaction, not just write policies that no one reads.
Right.
That's not the point.
What else?
Well, ISO actually reduces red tape by clarifying processes. How about that one? So instead of creating bureaucracy, ISO often eliminates it.
That's a good point.
By standardizing the process and reducing duplication, cut errors, actually get people on the same page.
Right.
Companies actually free up time and resources that otherwise would be wasted.
That's awesome. Anything else?
Just that, ISO is really customer and results driven.
Mm-hmm.
So the core of ISO standards is meeting customer requirements and delivering consistent quality or security or whatever. Documentation is simply the evidence that a company is doing what it says it does.
And I think some people get the idea of it being documents, because it was in the past a little bit more.
Yeah, long
We're
ago.
talking like, when you started.
Yeah, so bottom line is ISO is not really about creating binders of red tape. It's about building a smarter, more efficient business that can consistently deliver value.
Okay. All right. So again, busted.
All right.
Number 3. ISO certification is permanent. And once you've achieved ISO certification, you can just check the box, never worry about it again.
I wish, although we wouldn't have a business.
But,
but no, sorry, no. First is that certification requires ongoing maintenance, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a one-time event, so sorry. Companies have to maintain their systems through regular internal and external audits, management reviews, continuous improvements to stay compliant.
Right.
Also, surveillance audits happen annually.
So it's not just, I get certified and go.
No.
They check me out each year.
So accredited certification bodies conduct annual surveillance audits to verify that the organization is still following ISO requirements.
Mm-hmm.
And if a company stops complying, it can lose its certification.
Right. So you have internal audits, which you will generally do. Sometimes you'll have an outside organization like us. We do internal audits to help, especially for smaller people that you can't audit your own work. So sometimes you need to have external people coming in. But the certification audit and then the surveillance audits have to be from accredited bodies. What else?
Also, that certificates have to be renewed every 3 years.
Oh, so not just surveillance audit.
Right. So ISO certifications typically run on a 3-year cycle. And at the end of that cycle, a recertification audit is required to demonstrate ongoing effectiveness. It's not forever.
Mhm.
It's really a commitment to continuous excellence.
Right.
ISO is about continuous improvement.
It is.
Again.
Yeah.
So the goal isn't just to pass an audit. ISO requires organizations to keep improving their processes, reduce risk, increase customer satisfaction. A stagnant system fails that spirit, and often the letter of ISO standards.
Okay.
So you got to keep improving. It's part of the standard.
And what's the point if you're not?
Right. Exactly.
Really?
And then also that certification is a competitive edge only if you maintain it.
Good point.
So customers and partners value ISO certification because it signals reliability and ongoing improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So if a business treats ISO as a one-time milestone, it quickly loses that advantage.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is ISO certification isn't once and done. It's an ongoing journey of improvement backed by regular audits and recertification. And staying certified means staying committed.
Okay. So next myth, ISO is just for factories and tech, nothing needed for if you're doing service industry and things like that.
Oh boy, no, this one's definitely wrong.
Yeah.
First of all, ISO covers all industries. We've proven that over years and years of working with customers.
Mm-hmm.
Ourselves, even, we're certified.
Mm-hmm. We don't have a factory and we're not a tech firm.
Do not. We're kind of a tech firm.
Yeah.
But ISO standards are designed for any type of organization, whether service-based, nonprofit, educational, healthcare, government, finance, professional services like us. Thousands of small offices, schools, and even churches use ISO standards successfully. I've implemented a little bit of ISO into my church, but they don't even know it.
And I mean, it's funny, even prisons.
Yeah.
Because we have two people that have worked with CORE for over the years that weren't
prison
reason they knew about
industries.
it. They brought it into the prison system.
Also, service companies benefit equally.
Okay.
Standards like ISO 9001 for quality or 27001 for information security, they apply perfectly to small businesses. For example, in healthcare, it would ensure consistent patient care.
Yep.
Financial services, you can strengthen data protection using 27001. Hospitality, it proves, customer experience and safety.
Yeah. And 27001 right now, who doesn't have data that needs to be protected,
right.
Whether it's employees,
that's right,
customer information, let alone if you're dealing with patents and things like that.
So another fact here is that ISO is about process consistency. It's not product related, process. So ISO doesn't require you to make a product. It's about how the work gets done.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're producing goods or delivering services or managing data, ISO provides a framework to improve reliability, reduce errors, build customer trust.
Okay.
All that.
Anything else?
I think global adoption proves that ISO isn't just for factories and tech firms.
Right.
I mean, today, millions of organizations worldwide in every sector hold ISO certifications, from universities and hospitals to software startups, consulting firms like us. Manufacturing is just one piece of the picture.
Okay.
So, bottom line is that ISO isn't just for manufacturing or tech companies. It's really for any organization that wants to improve performance, build credibility, deliver consistent value.
All right. So that myth also in the trash bin.
That's right.
Now, this one is one I think a lot of people in the non-manufacturing point might be concerned about.
Yes.
This myth says ISO stifles creativity and innovation and forces organizations into rigid processes that leave no room for new ideas or flexibility.
Wrong. No, first of all, ISO is about structure. It's not about restriction.
Okay.
So ISO standards create a framework for consistency and quality. They don't dictate at all how you have to innovate. Instead, they give you reliable processes that free up time and energy for creativity.
Yeah. You're not doing the mundane stuff as much.
Yeah, you have a process in place.
Right.
ISO also says that innovation really thrives on clear processes.
Okay.
So when your basic operations are streamlined and more predictable, teams have more space to focus on problem solving and innovation. So ISO helps remove the chaos that can drain creative energy.
I guess it certainly talks about getting into and finding the root cause. So when you've done that and got a lot of your root causes out of the way, then you're not putting out fires because
Well,
of
you
that.
you even have a structure to find your root cause,
Right,
right? Which
right.
in some cases you don't. You're just firefighting
Yeah.
constantly.
Absolutely.
Also, ISO, requires continuous improvement. We've
Mhm.
talked about this before here. So at its core, it's built on PDCA, Plan to
Mhm.
Check Act, which encourages companies to consistently look for better ways of working.
Right.
And that's not anti-innovation, it's a driver of it. And then another fact is that ISO really empowers risk-taking in a safer way.
Mm.
So innovation involves risk.
It does.
But ISO standards help organizations manage risk effectively so teams can experiment, innovate with confidence, knowing there are systems in place to catch issues early.
Right. Right.
And then, of course, there are a number of success stories across industries. Mainly, there are many innovative companies like tech startups or healthcare providers, universities, creative agencies. They all hold ISO certifications.
Right.
And that proves that ISO doesn't hold innovation back. It provides the foundation that helps it really flourish.
Right. If you got your ducks in a row over here, that frees up time for you to be more creative.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
innovative.
So bottom line is ISO doesn't limit creativity, it enables it.
Okay.
And by providing structure and reducing waste and fostering continuous improvement, ISO gives organizations the confidence and space to innovate more effectively.
Yeah, I can see where that makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
All right. So last one, and this is often the bottom line. The bottom line.
Ha!
ISO 9001 is too expensive for small businesses and is financially out of reach, requiring massive budgets, consultants, and complex systems that only large corporations can afford.
No, I'm shaking my head. No, absolutely not. But we do hear this a lot,
Yeah.
and it's a common belief. But definitely, and we've just talked about this, the first fact is that it's scalable.
Right.
So, ISO 9001 requirements are written to adapt to the size of the and complexity of your business. And so a 5-person shop can implement it just as effectively as a 500-person company. The system scales with your needs, not against them.
Right, right. You're not putting this huge thing in place.
Absolutely not. And we help write systems that are based on what you're currently doing.
Right.
So it doesn't mean we come in and put a whole bunch of policies and procedures and stuff in place.
Right.
But you start with what you do now, and then you can scale it and add improvements down the road.
Yeah, you take credit for what you're already doing.
Absolutely.
You're running a business. There has to be processes in place to start with.
Yes. Also, certification is an investment. If you look at it that way, it's not a cost necessarily. I mean, while there are upfront expenses, small businesses often find that ISO 9001 pays for itself.
Mm-hmm.
So improved efficiency, fewer customer complaints, reduced waste, stronger customer confidence. That all translates into savings and new revenue opportunities, you hope.
I know I've talked to multiple consultants that people have saved just on waste because of finding a new way to do it. It more than covers the cost of ISO certification.
That's right.
By multitudes.
Also, obviously, affordable certification options exist.
Mm-hmm.
Costs are proportional to company size, and small businesses don't pay what large corporations pay.
Right.
So things like remote audits or phased implementations or payment plans or internal staff training and packages, all tailored for small, medium-sized businesses. That makes ISO certification affordable and practical.
Not to tune our own horn, but we've dealt with so many small
That is what
businesses. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We give you training.
Yep.
We give you help. We give you software.
Yeah. I think the other way to look at it is that not having ISO can cost even more.
Yeah.
So the hidden cost of not certifying is often greater. Lost contracts that require ISO, higher rework expenses from inconsistent processes, and reputational damage from quality issues.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
In this day and age, man, it's really easy to see when something doesn't go right once.
Yep.
And it's all over social media and that before you get a chance to even realize it sometimes.
Right. Also, ISO drives growth and sustainability. So ISO provides a structured framework that helps small businesses grow without losing quality, reduces errors, increases efficiency, and supports long-term sustainability by laying that foundation for consistent performance.
Right.
So, bottom line is ISO 9001 isn't too expensive for small businesses. It's a smart, scalable investment that helps people compete with bigger players, to win new contracts, to build sustainable growth.
Absolutely.
All good.
Yeah, all good. Is there effort? Is there cost? Yes. But
yes.
What happens if you do the opposite and do nothing?
Right.
Well, this has really been great. We've busted all of these myths.
That's right.
All right. Well, I guess it's not as much fun as watching Mythbusters when occasionally some things are proven or plausible. But do you have any last thoughts here?
Well, I think if you have any of these beliefs or other myths that you have about ISO, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah.
We can certainly talk you through how this can be simplified for smaller businesses and for any kind of business. So give us a call.
We got a lot of experience in doing that.
Yep.
Really appreciate you being here. As always, it's fun and walking us through all of these myths.
Thank you.
And we want to thank everyone who's listened to our podcast today. We hope it's been informative for you. Now, if you're looking for more information about core business solutions, as we are now an LRQA company, and how we can help you with ISO certification, cybersecurity, or even customized training, please email us at info@thecoresolution.com. You can also visit our website at www.thecoresolution.com. And if you haven't already followed us on your favorite podcast platform or YouTube, please be sure to do so. And that way you won't miss the next Quality Hub podcast when it's released next week. Have a great day.